31 years after South Africa's democracy was birthed, the nation finds itself at a crossroads. South Africa faces deep challenges, youth unemployment at 46.1%. There's a trust in leadership that's waning due to corruption as well as allegations. Dignity, freedom, it serves as a pipe dream for many. But yet millions of youth, our future labor force, they are filled with all this untapped potential. And so as we reflect on the life of utata Nelson Mandela, his living legacy, the call to uphold justice, service and quality leadership, it's important to move beyond commemoration into meaningful national dialogue and action. And so the question is, what do we do? Yolanda Zoleka Cuba, founder of the Mentorship Boardroom, now joins us to chat a little bit further about some of the ongoing initiatives. Yolanda, very good morning and thanks for your time with us here on the SABC at this hour.
Thank you so much, Liesl, and thanks for having me.
I mean, we're asking about, mentorship at large, how critical it is in South Africa, given the leadership vacuum, the youth unemployment stats as well. How would you weigh in?
Yeah, I mean, mentorship is really about getting people that have experience in different areas, whether in business, in politics, everywhere, to actually start giving of their time and their energy and their experience and their talents and competence to other leaders. It can be younger leaders, it can be older leaders. And what it does, in effect, it bridges that gap between potential and realization. And it starts informing the kind of South Africa we actually want to see. But it does so from a broad base rather than from a defined kind of group of people or things like that.
Because if we look at the grand scheme of things, South Africa in relation to some of the other democracies is quite young. And we've seen how freedom without guidance can become chaos. How can mentorship bridge that gap between disillusionment, but also provide hope then, given that it's not just going to be about giving advice, there's tangible action and change?
Yeah, so what's most important around mentorship is really getting people who actually have walked the path, the trailblazers, the people that have literally opened that path to say, how do I make sure I pull other people to come through the shortest route to the right outcomes? And really, that's what at the Mentorship Boardroom we're about. We're taking people who are super experienced in their areas of competence and have made a name for themselves as leaders in different areas and saying, how can they mentor people in the general public so anyone can apply? We've got people as young as 18 and people as old as 65 applying to participate in this particular mentorship program on Nelson Mandela Day. So definitely mentorship can play a role in actually becoming that bridge. In fact, there was this quote by Oprah, if I remember, that said, mentorship or mentoring someone is about giving that person hope and actually igniting what they already have inside. So it is not about most probably creating something that's new. It's that every young person, everyone actually dreams of a better future for themselves. And however, sometimes they do not have the channels. Sometimes they do not know what is possible. And this opportunity allows for that, allows for a structured framework in which you are able to actually have these conversations around kind of how do we move people forward? How do we give people hope? How do we also give them the tools to be able to actually achieve what they want?
And Yolanda, if we expand further, it's obviously in line with Mandela Day. It's 67 minutes that's going to be afforded to, by the mentors to the mentees. But I wonder if we could also look at how it's aligned to some of the values of Mandela that's needed at this juncture of our country. Empathy, servant leadership. There's also just accountability and transparency as well. Talk us a little bit about how it's aligned to what his legacy stood for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we think about Tata Nelson Mandela, what is the one thing that comes to our mind? The first thing is how he took the moment and actually made it a transformational moment in history. Right? We could have gone different paths, but we ended up in the path that we actually ended up on as South Africa, being a democratic country that is all inclusive and that actually affords everyone equal opportunity. So that's what we are about. We are about democratizing access and opportunity. So how does that align? It aligns with the vision of leaving the world better than what you found it. For me and the team at the Mentorship Boardroom, why do we actually do what we do? We do it because we believe that everyone has a right to transition poverty. We believe that everyone has a right in this country to actually elevate for themselves from wherever they are, through education, through exposure, through opportunity, to their best self. And that's what Nelson Mandela stood for. And then when it comes to core values around leadership, we believe that everyone deserves, again, the right to actually be the best version of a leader that they can be, with empathy, with accountability, ethical leadership, and around servant leadership. For us at the Mentorship Boardroom, we are here because other people have paved the way for us. We are here. I am here as Yolanda because I had amazing mentors. I had amazing sponsors. And so how do we pay it forward? And Tata Mandela was all about paying it forward, actually not reserving benefit only for yourself, but actually ensuring that you share that moment that you are able to actually give to other people. And so for me, that's really what it's about. It's about how do we share talent, experience, and our competence with the rest of South Africa and beyond.
So it's about democratizing access and opportunities. And even if we're just looking at how it's not just limited to the 18th of July for 67 minutes, it's on the ongoing initiatives. Tell us about that evolution. I mean, it's in its 4th year. So we must have, some feedback about how some of the mentors and the mentees have changed over this journey. Anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a fantastic journey. Really, maybe to take a moment to explain the Mentorship Boardroom. The Mentorship Boardroom was really an idea that actually came from me actually having started my mentorship back in the early 2000s. And basically what I wanted to do is actually make sure more people actually have access to mentors, and actually realizing I do not have kind of the ACE card on mentorship. And so I said, how do I start with only the people that I know, people in my network, and giving them the opportunity to actually mentor people when they've got free time? And then that's how we created the platform to say, okay, how do we make sure that we create a platform where other people, like-minded people, are willing to give up their time to the rest of the population in South Africa and beyond. And basically, when we started with the 67 minutes. We had amazing CEOs. I mean, it was really kind of everyone that I knew that was on my Rolodex, and basically saying, can you please do this? Can you please do this? And over the years, we're partners with the likes of other media groups to actually create, I think last year we created over 1,000 mentorship sessions over the period, over 67 minutes. And then for the rest of the period, what is the Mentorship Boardroom about? It's a platform that is available 24/7, 365 days a year, for anyone to register as a mentor, for anyone over 18 to register as a mentee, and be able to be connected to someone who you are likely would have never even met, whether it is the CEO of Standard Bank, whether it's the CEO of MTN, whether it's the chairman of Massmart. It doesn't matter. These are the people that you do get to meet. You have a chance to meet them on the platform. And really, over the years, we've had amazing successes. We've had people that have met with ministers, spent a day with the minister, actually either anchoring the idea that they want to be in politics or that they want to move away from politics. So we can't actually say anything about outcomes, but it is amazing. We have a young man who actually met the CEO of ABSA, for example, and he said, I would have never had the opportunity to do this. And now he's working towards being in financial services. So it is kind of varied in terms of experiences. We have a lady who's about 63 years old who dedicates a lot of her time on the platform and helps her mentees with interviews. So they do mock interviews before going to interviews with her, or presentations to her before they actually present to their boards or their excos or so on. So it is different with different people. We actually cater to the needs of that particular individual.
So Yolanda, just remind us then, how do people sign up? What sectors are available? How do people who want to give back get involved? How do those who want to become mentees also get involved? Tell us a little bit more as we wrap up.
Yeah, so very easy. You go on to www.thementorshipboardroom.com, and all you have to do is sign up. It is free. You sign up either as a mentor or as a mentee, and that allows you to be able to participate on this. The sectors covered is right across the board, from finance to creative economy to HR to entrepreneurship and so on. It is our platform allows for people in the broad sense of the economy to be on our platform from a mentor perspective, and therefore also from a mentee perspective. So it is that easy to sign up. And for 67 minutes specifically, which is what the campaign we're running, it closes today for mentees at 6 p.m. So you have to go to our handles, social handles, and make sure that you actually see who are the mentors that are there, and then you are able to actually apply to mentored by any of them.
Well, Yolanda Mandela once said that it is in your hands. So obviously meaning that democracy, it's not inherited. It's something that needs to be built, mentored and guarded. Thank you for your time at this hour and wishing you all the best of luck. Yolanda Zoleka Cuba, founder of the Mentorship Boardroom, weighing in this ahead of Nelson Mandela International Day to be commemorated on the 18th of July.